never questioned my European identity because historically and geographically, Ukraine has always been a European country with the common European values. From the very beginning of the existence of Ukrainian state, the gaze of Ukrainian society has been directed to the West. Our struggle for self-identification has been long, as a neighboring Russia, which is the great, really, geopolitical influence around us, and not only in Ukraine, has hindered a rapprochement with the EU. Ukrainian civil society has had a long and thorny road to get Ukrainian recognized as European state. We want this or not, but it's a reality, and we live in this reality. We fought for this during the Orange Revolution, the Revolution of Dignity, and one of the tragical period on our life, it's the Russian-Ukrainian war that began in February 2014. And it continues to this day. It's very important because the war in Europe now. During this time, more than one generation has grown up in Ukraine, professing common European values based on freedom, equality, and democracy, and striving to unite into one big European family. For many years, Ukrainians have been demonstrating to the world that democracy is our main principle, our identity, and we are ready to give our lives for it. It's real now. Many Ukrainians, they have it. I have long admired the idea of the great united Europe and see it's the future, a future that will radically change our world. With our great past and legacy of our ancestors, we must create a future for our next generation, for us, of course, because we need to think of for us and for the next generation. We not be the selfish. As the Russian-Ukrainian war has shown, Europe needs to unite. If the rest of Europe doesn't want to become a new battlefield, I conclusively choose the path of European federalism, seeing it is an opportunity for a global change. As an officer of Ukrainian armed forces and a war veteran, I understand that Ukraine was in dire need of close cooperation with the EU. Realizing that Russia was stepping up its efforts and would soon want to launch a new devastating attack on Ukraine to destroy its sovereignty and independence, thereby moving closer to the EU borders to exert powerful influence over Europe and establish a new hegemony in the Europe and divide the world. Therefore, a new strong alliance would have toward their plans, strengthen Ukraine and EU defense capabilities and start further offensive actions. My goal was to quickly and decisively to accelerate Ukrainian European integration, which is why in early 2021, I became the founder of the NGO Land of the Free. Our work was to build a democratic, European-oriented Ukraine. We urgently needed to expand our cooperation. It was that I saw a new, promising, global political force. What is force? Volt Europa. Yeah. Because it's not just a political party. This is a movement of like-minded people who fascinated me with their clear vision of Europe. And this summer of 2021, I promised to Volt Europa to radically expand its to Volt Europa to radically expand its horizons and create Volt Ukraine for the sake of successful democratic future together. I had fly from Kyiv to the western edge of Europe to demonstrate at the General Assembly in Lisbon that we are united, that Ukraine is Europe. There I saw the power of united, like-minded people, which inspired me to create Volt Ukraine. We started working together with Volt Europe, and the end of the June 2022, it's difficult time, at a very tragic time, it's very tough time for Ukraine, I founded a new Volt Ukraine chapter that works directly with Ukrainians both in Ukraine and across all Europe. Difficult times make strong people, and we are bringing to life a strong idea of future made in Europe. I can talk a lot about our political program, our aspirations, or our general message, but the most important thing that unites Volt Europe is people who want to act, to help, to act for the common good. On February 24th, on 24th February, the day of the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine, when explosions were headed to the Hostomel airport, well, the Russian military troops from the helicopters landing a few kilometers from my home in Irpin, I received a small, short message from a Volt member from the Netherlands, whom I have never met. He wrote to me that he can't stop the war, but the door of his house would always be open for me and my family. These are the Volt members who in the matter days of helping to raise money for a car for the unit of the father of Volt Ukraine member. Oh, they buy the car for the one week. They're good to van for the military because they need. Oh, it's not van, it's the cheap. It's the better. Yeah, so this is the family of the Volt. We are really united by desire to help. We spend our time, we spend our efforts to make the world the better place. And this is the main value that unites us as Europeans. Let's build great Europe. This is what will help us win. Thank you. Thank you. Героям слава! Glory to Europe! Glory to Ukraine!